This Diocese of Houma-Thibodeau program is brought to you by Crosby Tugs. All right, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Martin Falls. We have the Superintendent of the Diocese of Houma-Thibodeau, Dr. Mark Williams, on board. We're going to talk about school starting up again. Doc, good to see you again. How are you?
Martin, I'm doing great. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well as also.
Doing good. And I know when you start going back to school, there's an excitement. People sort of get a little groggy from being off all summer, but there is an excitement. They want to get back to what they do. And the kids won't admit it, but a lot of them want to get back also to see all their other friends. So first of all, when does it start?
School starts this week. Slowly. What we like to do is we like to have what we call our open house days, where we invite the parents and the students in, especially the younger students and the new students. Invite them in so that way they can come to school, feel comfortable with the school, with the location and with the drop off and pickup procedures, and meet their teacher. So by Monday, a week from today, full steam ahead, every school across the whole diocese.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. And I know you as a superintendent, you're always looking for something new to throw out to the students. So what's new this year?
Well, we're going to see two things that the students will see that's new. One is going to be a lot of new faces. That's the first thing. We have 3 new principals in our diocese. We have 60 new teachers in our diocese, which is more than normal. And we have lots of facilities that, we're still working on the aftermath of Ida in some schools. And then in Morgan City, we're working on the aftermath of Francine. So lots of new facilities upgrades and, new building enhancements. We're going to continue doubling down on what we've been doing academically, which is a consistent sampling and measuring of our students' performance and really using those measurements to inform the instruction. Same standards. On the high school side, where financial literacy is mandatory now. So all of our high school students are going to take a half a credit of a full credit of financial literacy that we're going to pile into a half a year. So that should be interesting. Hopefully,
yeah, I wish they'd had that when we were there. That's a good thing. But when you're dealing with the schools, and enrollment is always something on your mind. How are we doing across the board enrollment-wise?
Enrollment's good. We have our plan for filling our schools and filling our seats begins with making sure our earliest grades are full, and as that moves up into the into the system, pre-K3, pre-K4, they stay full. So our enrollment is steady. It has increased 2, 3, 4% per year over the last 3 years, and I do expect that to continue. The challenge is that we've seen some shifting around of the populations in the schools, and so some schools are, especially the ones north of Highway 90, are absolutely filled to capacity. Right. And so we've had, that's a unique challenge because
logistics.
Yeah. When a parent really wants to send their child to Catholic education, to a Catholic school, we really want to try to make that happen. Right. And if you got limited number of seats, it's a real challenge. So we will, over the next few years, we will be looking at that and how we're going to address that if this continues.
Yeah. Let's talk about the state's new Gator grants, if we could. Enlighten the audience a little bit, enlighten me. How's that going to work out?
Well, the LA Gator, it was House Bill 1, signature proposal and legislation backed by Governor Landry, which basically it's parent choice, school choice, parents being given the opportunity to choose whatever type of education, whatever school they want for their child. Works good with the teachings and the catechism of the Catholic Church, because that's what the church believes. The church believes that parents are the primary formators and educators of their children. It's their responsibility to make sure that they educate and form their children. So hence they should have a choice into where they send their child. So we were big proponents of it. Only about 50% of what the governor was looking to fund it with was actually appropriated by the legislature. So Governor Landry was looking for $93 million, ended up with about 50 million. So, we're always reluctant to hang our hats on state government. We don't feel like that's a very solid policy, but we definitely want to make sure that we're participating in that, because they have Catholic families who are going to want to take advantage of that. And of course, we did participate. We did. All the students who are going to secure Gator funding are all going to be able to come to the school. It's not that many.
Right.
But they will all be welcomed into the schoolhouse.
Let's do this. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk a little more. And I'm looking forward to 3 or 4 months down the road, come back and talk about the grants and everything, how they're working.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. The head guy, him and the bishop. They go around. When he walks into schools, it gets everybody's attention. We'll be right back. Don't go away. This Diocese of Houma Thibodeau program has been brought to you by Crosby Tugs. All right, we're back with Dr. Mark Williams, and of course, he is the superintendent of our Catholic school system here in Houma Thibodeau, and he joins us. He's always very transparent with us. We appreciate that. Plus, he's a good guy, too, so good to have you on board.
You bet, Martin.
All right, let's talk about the construction projects. We've had the superintendent on in the public school system, and we all know what happened after Ida, and a lot of people go, well, Ida was 2021. Well, yeah, we're still working to get back from Ida. A lot of people are. What's left on your table?
That's a very, very big point. We have here locally in Houma, Vanderbilt Catholic was really hit hard by Hurricane Ida. We had $26 million in damage to that one school. Wow. And we have, we're about $20 million into it. The school is absolutely beautiful. Tip my hat to President Jeremy Gellner, Principal Elise LaBeouf, because and all the teachers, because as we work on, this set of classrooms, teachers have to move to another classroom, and it's a real challenge for teachers who they like their own space. It makes it easy to teach. So Vanderbilt, in fact, this Thursday, we have ribbon cutting. It's going to be held over at the Dickey Barker Student Union. The student union is amazing. We had the ribbon cutting last year. Coming up, we have the Academic Excellence Center, and we have the Counseling Center. Martin, you have to see the Counseling Center. It's unlike anything that I have personally ever seen in a high school. Very professional, very private. It's almost like a clinical setting.
Wow.
I can't wait for you to see it. It's really,
I'm just
really
glad
nice.
As a student, I never had to go in the counseling center. Some people would argue that, though, for sure. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about administrative changes. You talked about new principals or assistant principals. Where at?
We're very blessed that we have really competent people in our diocese. So the first change is Danielle Marie. Miss Marie will be the principal at St. Bernadette School for the 25-26 school year. Very experienced, especially in early childhood. Her her teaching time. She spent about a decade teaching pre-K 4. She's well versed in Bulletin 137 and child care and nurseries, and she's ready. She was the assistant principal last year. We also have a very, very good assistant principal in Miss Emily Collins over there at St. Bernadette as well, and those two make a very, very good team. Over at St. Genevieve in Thibodaux, we have Miss Kristen Chauvin. Kristen was the assistant principal last year. Extremely blessed, extremely competent young lady, and she's going to do a great job at the school. What's interesting is Miss Chris Guillot, who was the assistant principal at E.D. White, she's going to be over at St. Genevieve as the assistant principal with Kristen, and that's going to be great because Chris has been an assistant principal for many, many years.
So they have experience going on.
Very, very much experience. So they're going to make a great team. And then over at St. Mary's Nativity in Raceland, Miss Veronica Pertwee will be a first-year principal over there, and very, very pleased. She'll be working with Father Joseph Tragg. I think Father Joseph is from Houma.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah, who's the pastor over there? It'll be his second year, and they're doing a really good job at that school.
Let me ask you, we got about 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
What are some of let's talk about special needs real quick at Vanderbilt, because that's a big thing now.
Big thing. And it's mandated by the church. It's mandated. Every child, every person is in fact made in the image and likeness of God. So that requires us to make sure that we are able to educate every child, no matter what. And so we have a wonderful program at Vanderbilt Catholic and other schools as well. But Vanderbilt really does a great job here in making sure that we're educating those 8th through 12th graders, regardless
That brings a
of their
smile to my face.
exceptionality.
That's very good for y'all to do. And real quick, got about a minute left. Doesn't it make your job easier when you get the qualified people? You don't have to just go around and look over everybody's shoulder. You let them work, huh?
We let them work, and the beauty is they were all grown right here locally. We didn't go try to get them somewhere else. We saw them. We saw these people had talent, and we developed it right here.
Yep.
Right here.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you during the school year. As always, we appreciate you coming up and being transparent. I see you at some of the functions, but always good to talk to the superintendent to find out what's going on. Good to see you again.
You bet, Martin.
All right.
Good seeing you.
Dr. Mark Williams once again, and we'll get him back on in a couple of months and let him give us an update, and we'll check out the area. We'll be right back with a lot more. Don't go away. This segment was brought to you by Waits and Downer, attorneys at law.